Just take you over here and I'll cut down the piece of maple with this here. Now it doesn't have to be maple. It can be any kind of wood you want, but I got maple trees growing into my fence line and I got to get them out. So there's nothing wrong with cutting one out and making a project out of it. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that little maple sapling there, but I'm going to point it out to you, and then I'm only going to use this to cut it down with. Little maple sapling right here. Look at that. Still sharp. Sorry about the light, guys. See if that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little better. I guarantee you this is no different than how the old boys used to do it when they were out in Denver. Alright, but this here is what we're going to use. We're going to use this section right here. So, squirt all the way around it. Okay. Now, this right here is going to be the knife handle. The rest of this, y'all know how to make cordage, right? You've all seen me make cordage. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to strip this down, and I'm going to make some cordage out of it. And I'm also going to take the bark off of this here, so I can make the cordage out of this, and then we'll make us a hokum knife. Alright, come with me, and we're going to find another shard. We're just going to go down to my rock pile. Normally you would have to find a rock out in the woods to do this with, but in Missouri, just walk Danny Creek and you will find chert of any kind to do this with. Quartz, crystal, chert, flint, whatever you want to use. And basically this is just all it is a skinning knife, really. So, right here at a small rock pile that I have here, I have to tend to pick it up a little bit. The wife don't like a big old giant rock pile mess, so I'll walk you through some of the stuff I got. Of course, you know I got the obsidian. That's from Utah. This here is Burlington. This is from Missouri. Most of this is Burlington and obsidian. Let's see. Now, I will go ahead and make two, one with Burlington and one with obsidian, just to demonstrate it doesn't matter which one you use. So, I'm going to dig through the pile here, and we're going to find the best one we can find. That looks pretty good right there for the obsidian hokum. And really what this hokum knife is really, it's just a skinning knife. It's just to skin out the animals with. Oh, look at that right there. Perfect. Good and sharp. I think we'll use that one. Or that one. I'm not really sure yet. But, I mean, look at the pieces I got out here. I mean, I got all kinds of arrowheads. And, you know, just good. There's a good piece for a hokum as well. It don't have to be real big for a hokum. Just, you know, this is also more Missouri flint. So, and I think that's a bus. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab these pieces here, and we're gonna go inside, and we're gonna make a hokum knife. All right. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. I've stripped the bark off this, and let's see here. Handle. I'm going to do it right about there. There we go. Okay, maple is kind of hollow till it dries, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, what I've done is, so that this dries without splitting any more than I'm going to split myself, so that we don't have to put any glue on it. Now, if you wanted to, I guess you could put pine pitch on the end of this, but since I'm at home and I don't have any pine pitch, just kind of shape it down into a point, and that will help the rest of the wood dry naturally. Alright, but you got to do it on both ends. So, just take your stone knife, modern knife, whatever you like to use. I like to use stone tools just because it makes me feel closer to our original ancestors. Some people don't believe that we originated from monkeys, but science just tells us that that's how it worked. I'm not saying I don't believe in God, but I'm also saying that I don't think God had a full hand in on, which is kind of a contradiction, I guess, really, because, you know, if you believe in God, you can't believe in creationism. I'm sorry, evolution. So it's kind of a fine line to walk there, really. All right, but I don't talk about religion too much, so I pointed that in there as well. This end here you want to split, and what I did is I just used the end that when I was splitting it off the branch. Okay. See how we got it split? Give me just 1 second, I'm going to be right back, okay? Okay guys, for demonstration purposes, so I don't take up a whole bunch of time, and you all have seen me weave this into rope, you know, the little basket. If you haven't, go watch my basket video. I'm sorry, hold on, let me turn this around here. My whole man is rolling around here in the dirt again. Makes me laugh, so, alright. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it with sinew just because to save time, and I always carry this, and I've always got at least, I don't know, I think this was like 2,000 feet or something like that. So, I got quite a bit of it. Alright. Then the next thing you got to do is just choose your flake, and this is the obsidian flake. Alright, so we're going to make one with the obsidian flake. And to do that, all you got to do is insert it into the stick, just like that. Okay. Set this down here. And I'm going to unravel some sinew, or sinew, if you want to be politically correct. I have a friend on YouTube that is a full-blooded Indian. He gave me a few lessons on how to properly say it. My favorite knife, guys. I use this before I use a modern tool. Matter of fact, the only modern stuff I have out here with me right now is just the camera and the artificial sinew. Okay. Now, what you can do is just pretty much wrap this however you want. I usually just put a little half hitch right there, and I put it inside so that I can pull it tight, because you want this to stay. And as you can see, I got 2 or 3 right there. I'm going right up underneath where the rock is meeting the wood. Trying to stay in frame here. Alright, and then I'm going to go over here to the other end. And I mispronounced this earlier. It's actually called hoko. This is a knife that was actually found up in upper Washington State. There was a mudslide over a village, I guess, 2,700 years ago. And they found these knives perfectly preserved just like this in the mud. And this is how we come to know how to use this knife and where it came from and everything. So it came from, well, upper Washington State. I don't know exactly what town or anything like that. I just know the time period and where. Alright, and then at the end of it, I just put another couple little half hitches. Alright. One obsidian hoko knife. This will be perfect for skinning an animal. I think they mostly use this for skinning fish, trout, things like that. That's probably what they mostly use it for, but you can skin a small squirrel with it. I've done it. This here, I'm sure you could find another use for it. They don't usually stick out that far, but that's the obsidian one. And as soon as I get these made, I will step inside and I will grab a little bit of meat out of the freezer there, something that I'm going to cook for dinner tonight, and I'll show you how well they cut. Okay. So I'm going to come down here. Nope, I'm going to go back to my original piece that I cut right here. Now you don't have to take the bark off if you don't want to. You don't necessarily have to do it. That's just, you know, something I do. But I mean, this carves just like a regular knife. Just, you know, hold it just like you would a regular knife, and like I said, that helps it dry naturally, so you don't have to seal the ends of it. Let's go ahead and cut this entire end off here. And when I pick knives, stone knives to use, I always pick a knife that has some of the cortex still on the outside, so that when you're pushing on it, you're not going to cut yourself. As you can see how quickly that obsidian just runs right through it. Let me see. Switch to a piece from my native land, Missouri. And it's just as sharp. Except it's got a sharper edge on the back, so I can't push as hard. But like I said, they don't have to be obsidian to cut. All the rocks cut. You just got to get them sharp. Alright. That's from my native land, Missouri here. And I gotta say this, it really makes me mad when people from Missouri call it Missouri. There is no A, it's Missouri. Sorry, had to rant a little bit. I've been watching some YouTube videos of some people that actually live here in Missouri. We're calling it Missouri, and I don't understand why, unless they just can't pronounce it. Okay, now I got it in there. I'm going to split it. Let's see if I can do this without. Brought out my knapping tool. This would be in the woods with me. And I'm not trying to go deep or, you know, real hard with it. Just trying to go easy. And as you can see, I'm starting to split it. They don't have to be split far, just far enough to put the piece in there. Alright, there's my next knife. And as you can see how quickly you can manufacture this. I mean, it don't take any kind of time, guys. I mean, look at that. You know, here's another piece of, that same sinew I had. then you can wrap it tight, you know, to make it stay, make it pretty, however you want to call it, but it really just needs to stay in there. And then cross over the back side. And since I went ahead and made these today, I will probably just go ahead and add them to my, I might add one of them to my kit to carry with me, because I do like to go for the stone first. Since I'm using a native stone, I might use this one in my kit. Okay. She ain't going nowhere. Alright guys, look at that. In a matter of, I'm going to say, a 10-minute span, I made two hoko knives. One obsidian, one Burlington chert. So, that's all there is to it, guys. And this is a viable knife for you to catch a, you know, skin an animal, squirrel, pig. It don't really matter. But you're just going to have to work it in there is all. You know, you might even have to cut this off so that you can get in there. But they really mostly use this for skinning out fish, things like that. So, there you are, guys. 2 hoko knives. And you know what? I think, Vito, buddy, I'm going to send this one to you. I think you should have one of these as well. So, look for that in the mail here soon, buddy. I'm not sure exactly when I'll get it out, but I will PM you and let you know. But I'm going to go ahead and send this one to you. I don't need 2 of them. Alright, there you are, guys. 2 hoko knives. Found in Upper Washington State 2,700 years ago. Alright, guys, this is the cut test here. Little smoked sausage is what I'm going to make for dinner for the wife. So we're just going to peel it open here. I'm going to use a modern knife and just cut a little section out. The rest of this will go back in the fridge for dinner tonight. Okay, little piece of sausage, roughly the same skin as a animal, because it's, you know, it's used the they use the the intestines to, you know, wrap that in. Obsidian. Okay, doesn't look like it's cutting it, but see. Let's see if I can get it real good. I mean, as you can tell, it is cutting it up. It is cutting it right across there. Now, obviously, you're not gonna, you know, dice it. You know, obviously, you're not just gonna go like that with it. Here, let's just show you a small piece here. You hungry, baby? Here. I'll feed a little bit of this to my little dog when the big dog's outside. Okay, a little piece right there. There you go, guys. Just as sharp as any modern tool, it's just not as thick. But like I said, this was mostly used for skinning out animals, things like that. So they really didn't care too much about getting it dirty or anything like that. Now, okay. I'm going to have to clean up a little bit since I'm going to send it to my buddy Vito, but I also wanted him to see that the knife that I'm sending him does work. Alright, I'm going to add all this to a video and I'll post it today. Thanks for watching, guys.